All right, chapter 18, summary and discussion for To Kill a Mockingbird. Here is Mayella's testimony in To Kill a Mockingbird, and we really have to pay attention to Mayella's demeanor towards other men in this, because it's very interesting. And her demeanor anyway towards others socially is just very different. And so Mayella here, she is called to the stand, and then she testifies that she called Tom Robinson inside the fence that evening and offered him a nickel to break up a dresser for her. A chifforobe is what you probably read, but that's a dresser. She says that once they got inside the house, he grabbed her and he took advantage of her. And then Atticus did a cross-examination here, and the jury learns that Mayella's life is not easy. She has 7 unhelpful siblings, a drunken father, and no friends. And it's just a very sad circumstance of Mayella's life. And so Mayella probably doesn't know what love is. And so I'm going to finish summarizing this chapter, and then I'll go back and talk about Mayella's life a little bit more. But then after this, Atticus asked Mayella why she didn't put up a better fight, why her screams didn't bring the other children running, and how Tom Robinson managed the crime. So he's asking her all these things, and it's a very intense scene. He wants to know how she got the right side of her face bruised, when Tom has a useless left hand. And we find out later that Tom's left hand was damaged in a cotton gin, and so he wouldn't be able to hit Mayella on the right side of her face, but her father, who is left-handed, could. And Atticus then pleads with Mayella to admit that there was no rape and that her father beat her. She shouts at him and yells that the courtroom would have to be a bunch of cowards not to convict Tom Robinson. And then she bursts into tears, refusing to answer any more questions. And so that reveals to us that she probably has a very guilty conscience. Mr. Underwood notices Jim and Scout in the balcony, but Jim tells Scout that the newspaper editor won't tell Atticus about their being there. Atticus calls only one witness to the stand, Tom Robinson, and then that takes us into chapter 19. But I want to back up a second and talk about Mayella Ewell and why she doesn't have friends and how terrible her father is to her. And so the fact that she is the caregiver of her family, she doesn't know what love is. And we have this serious issue and an idea of rape in this novel. And a lot of students say, oh, well, they don't come out and say it. Well, it's called reading in between the lines. There's an insinuation of rape here. And for Mayella to be beaten like this by her father would underscore to the reader that she doesn't know what true love is. And so when she asked Tom to come in the house and break down the dresser for her, she probably kissed him, and because she wanted to know what true love felt like. And that's still not true love, but she just needed an inkling, and she needed to understand, what love is. And so this is a very sad chapter. And the fact that Mayella cries and bursts into tears when Atticus is questioning her, it's because she knows her father is sitting in the stands, and what's going to happen when she gets home if she were to admit to all this? Yeah, he would probably beat her when they got home. And so Mayella is just in a very terrible situation and a predicament. And so here the jury really can see that, Tom is innocent and Bob probably did this to his daughter. Yet we're going to see in chapter 19 that Tom Robinson is black, therefore he's guilty. And so that's one of the major problems in this novel. And that's one political comment that Harper Lee is making to her reader. She's trying to say, pay attention. Like, just because your skin color is a certain way doesn't mean you're guilty or not guilty, or you did something, or you did something, or you didn't do something, or you're better than this person. She's saying that it doesn't matter who you are on the outside, but it matters who you are on the inside. Let me know your questions.